Hello everybody, this is Yoko's Anime Reactions, and this is going to be my review for I'm the Villainess, so I'm Taming the Final Boss, Episode 1. Yes, I picked up one show, but to be fair, I've already finished at least 4 or 5 shows, and I'm planning on finishing 10 more in the span of 16 days, so I think I can afford to pick up one show. And the thing is that this one is ongoing. There are 7 episodes in total in the sub, and there's 4 in the dub right now. And I'm glad I picked up this one. This one's good. It's another villainous one, obviously, because of the title, where the main character is reincarnated into an Atome game as the Villainess. However, this time, instead of gaining her memories as a child, she regained them right as she got dumped by her fiancé, for the main character, I might add. And she realized this, and realized what was going on, and instead of getting upset, yelling, throwing a fit or whatever, like I'm sure the prince wanted her to, she curtsied, said, okay, essentially okay, and left. But yeah, judging from the look on his face when that happened, I'm assuming that he wanted her to make a scene. Anyway, she tries to figure out what to do from there, because as the villainess in that game, she more than likely will die, because the main character is going to have to take down the Demon Lord in his final boss form, which will end up getting her killed. By accident, of course, but whatever. Or not intentionally, I guess. So, she figures that in order to avoid this doom, she will go and tame the final boss herself, which is the Demon Lord, aka the prince's, her ex-fiance's, half-brother. And he goes into his final boss form when he awakens, I guess, his demon power, whatever. And he does this when his hatred for humans grows too much. So, obviously, she heads over to Lord Claude's castle, and when she gets there, she tries to open the door, and someone behind her says, I'll open it for you. And the way he hits it, I thought it hit her hand and disintegrated. Oh, shoot. And it's Lord Claude himself. I was like, dude, why would you do that and bust open your own door? You couldn't have just opened it normally? And she essentially explains that she is there because she wants to marry him. And I was like, really? You're gonna have to be blunt about this? And yeah, he is very, very confused and surprised by this, and when he brings her inside, he apparently treats any injury she had, because when he was told this, he caused lightning to come down because he was so surprised, because, I mean, that's something completely out of left field that anybody would ask. And they were thinking that maybe she was a spy or someone sent to kill him or whatever, and I'm like, all you gotta do is read her mind and you'll know that she's not a spy. I mean, you'd figure out the whole Atome game thing, but yeah, at least your suspicions on her would be quenched. And essentially, she reiterates what she wants to do, and he actually asks her, is it possible she's fallen in love with me? That's why she's asking this? And she's like, nope. And I was like, oh, come on, you couldn't have been nicer about it? It's like, no, not yet. But maybe. You could have framed it better, essentially. And he sends her away back to her home, and she comes back with cookies, and the crows that were watching her before, one of them comes down after claiming, I am the gatekeeper, I deserve that bow, that she brought for the gatekeeper, and she put it on him, and gave him one of the cookies, one of the almond ones, And turns out they had an anesthetic in it. And the Demon Lord shows up after the bird falls over, and helps him out, and then gives him one of the different cookies, the chocolate chip one, I'm guessing, and tells him that I only put him in the anesthetic and the almond ones. And essentially, she wants to prove that not only is she trustworthy, but that she's there, and she means what she says. She wants to eventually marry him. And she actually got a letter for a ball 2 months ahead for the prince, the bastard, and his new girlfriend to announce their engagement. So obviously she wants him to be the one to escort her to the ball. Yeah. Imagine walking into the ball with that guy on your arm after getting dumped by the guy who's holding the ball. That's a big middle finger to the guy. Definitely. Anyway, they end up she essentially is trying to convince him of this, and he gets a message saying that a little demon cub has escaped outside the barrier, and she offers to go and find it because she knows the school area better than anybody, and she even offers to bring his scarf with her so that way maybe his scent would calm the creature down. Sorry. Anyway, she gets there, and it had gotten into a trap, and some students were going to try and kill it. Thankfully, she got them to leave, but before they could try and kill it, the mama demon shows up, and thankfully she was able to get it to not howl, which would have alerted the rest of the students and the teachers to its presence, and thus would have made things worse between demons and humans. So she got the little cub free, and it left with its baby. By this point, the prince and not only his girl and his minions show up and claim that she's there causing problems and everything that is total BS. And you know it's BS because his girl sticks up for her and says that she's not capable of doing that. It says something about your character if your girl sticks up for your ex. And it also says something about your ex if your girl is willing to stick up for her. Anyway, before things can escalate even further, Claude shows up. Yeah. And like I said, that is the prince's half-brother. I'm not sure how much common knowledge that is, but yeah, he shows up and offers to take her home. Anyway, he asks her what the real reason is that she's doing all this, and she's like, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. And he says he'd be more understanding if she told him, and well, she tells him. I don't know why, but I'm guessing he can't read minds, because the biggest way to prove or disprove what she's saying is to check her memories. All she has to do is show him memories of Japan, and, well, I think that would kind of prove her point there. Anyway, I'm guessing he's starting to be intrigued by her at least. And for some reason he wants to see her cry because through this whole thing, she has not once shed a tear. Especially over the grief of being dumped by the prince for his new girl. So, I don't know why I don't know this guy, but this is definitely going to be an interesting show, and I'm actually already loving it. Because, 1, I'm a fan of isekais. 2, I've already seen My Next Life as a Villainess, and I loved it. I'd love to see this one, and apparently it's like a comedy romance type thing, and I'm all for that. So if you guys are eager for more, I will see you guys in the next one.